One of the most fascinating experiments in history conducted by biologists is placing two mice in a tube and observing what happens. The mice, despite having plenty of space, refuse to allow another mouse to live in their territory. They start to fight each other until one throws the other out of the tube. A fascinating phenomenon that always occurs is when researchers place the winning mouse in another tube and introduce a completely unfamiliar mouse. There is a high probability that the winning mouse will also throw out the newcomer, even if the new mouse is physically much stronger. The same holds true if the losing mouse participates in the competition again. It will lose even to a much weaker opponent. This is one of the most interesting biological phenomena that has captivated the minds of various scientists for centuries. Thousands of experiments have been conducted with different organisms, leading to a conclusion known as the winner effect. The winner effect suggests that if an animal wins multiple times in battles against weaker opponents, there is a high probability that they will continue to win in future battles, even if their new rivals are more powerful. In 1995, after 3 years in prison, Mike Tyson was released. 3 years in prison had caused his body and skills to deteriorate, making him unprepared for battles against powerful opponents. In the world of boxing, there is a term called tomato can. A tomato can refers to an opponent who is much weaker than you, and if you fight against them, you will definitely win. After his release from prison, Mike Tyson was matched against several tomato cans based on his previous reputation. People expected him to knock out his opponents with a single blow. However, Tyson's body was so weakened that it took 50 seconds for his first opponent and 3 rounds for the second opponent before he could defeat them. Nevertheless, he managed to defeat them. After a few matches like these, a miracle happened and Mike Tyson returned to his prime, being able to fight against the strongest opponents in the world and defeat them. Now let me explain the winner effect to you again. If you have had a few small victories in life, even if they are fake or irrelevant, for example, if you scored well in a test and you want to succeed in business, these small victories make it much easier for you to overcome bigger challenges. And this is not just a psychological effect. These victories actually change the physiology of your body. The reason for this is a hormone called testosterone. When you win a competition, the number of testosterone receptors in your brain increases, meaning that with the same amount of testosterone as before, your body receives a greater impact from this hormone. However, this hormone does not act directly. It causes the secretion of another hormone in our brain called dopamine. Dopamine gives us a few key features. Firstly, it increases our concentration and enhances our performance in critical situations. Secondly, it boosts our motivation. Thirdly, it makes us more willing to take on greater risks. When dopamine is released, we no longer fear. It allows us to enjoy challenges and embrace them. Most importantly, it increases the number of repetitions we are willing to endure. A common trait among all losers is that they give up very quickly and do not continue. But successful individuals do not worry about the outcome. If necessary, they will perform a task dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of times until they eventually succeed. And when they do succeed, the cycle repeats itself. This is why they say the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Why? Because they get caught in two different cycles. This phenomenon does not end here and has many other interesting aspects and applications that I will talk about in future videos.